Assalamu alaikum, dear students. As you know that in the last lecture we have discussed about the measurement of elasticity of demand by flexes, proportionate or percentage method. And today our topic is for HSE Part II, how elasticity of demand is measured by total expenditure method, or you can say total outlay method. This measurement of elasticity of demand, this method of measuring elasticity of demand is also known by two names. One is total expenditure method of measuring elasticity of demand, and sometimes we are asked, what do you mean by outlay method and how elasticity of demand is measured by total outlay method? This method, I mean say total expenditure method or outlay method of measuring elasticity of demand, was given by Professor Alfred Marshall. In this method, we are measuring the elasticity of demand by taking into consideration the total expenditure incurred on a commodity. So here, unlike to that of flexes, proportionate or percentage method, where we were taking the percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity as a result of change in its price, in this method we are taking the price and the total expenditure, and we are measuring the elasticity of demand on the basis of total expenditure. That is why this method is known as total expenditure method or outlay method of measuring elasticity of demand. So let us come towards the practical work. Elasticity of demand is measured by this method by taking into consideration the total expenditure change in the total expenditure due to change in the price of the commodity. When total expenditure change due to change in price, when total expenditure on a commodity, total expenditure of a commodity falls with a rise in price and increases with a fall in price, elasticity of demand is said to be highly elastic, or you can say more elastic, or you can say relatively elastic. When total expenditure incurred on a commodity remains same whether the price increases or decreases, elasticity of demand is said to be unitary elastic or moderately elastic. And in the third case, when total expenditure of a commodity increases with a rise in price and falls with a fall in price. I mean to say when total expenditure on a commodity incurred increases with increase in its price and falls with the fall in its price, elasticity of demand is said to be relatively elastic or less elastic. Let us come to know all the three phases of the elasticity of demand, all the three kinds of the elasticity of demand with the help of the table and the diagram. This table shows price of the commodity in the first column, quantity demanded of the commodity in the second column, total expenditure incurred on the purchase of a commodity in the third column, and the types of the elasticity of demand in the fourth column. Here we are not taking into consideration, here we have the price, demand and expenditure, but the main focus is on price and total expenditure. See here in the first case, price is 10, then falls to 9, then falls to 8, then falls to 7 and so on. Quantity demand increases with the fall in price 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. But we have three cases here. In the initial phase, when price falls from 10 to 9, total demand of a commodity increases from 1 unit to 2 units. Then when it falls from 9 to 8, again demand increase. It falls from 8 to 7, again demand increases. Now let us see the total expenditure. 10 into 1 means 10. 9 into 2 means 18. 8 into 3 means 24. 7 into 4 means 28. See here, 10 to 7, price falls, demand increases and increases. Total expenditure increases. See price and total expenditure. Total expenditure of a commodity increased from 10 to 18, then from 18 to 24, then to 28 with the fall in price. So when total expenditure increases with the fall in price and vice versa, means let us start from here. Our initial price is 7, then increase to 8, then increase to 9, then increase to 10. Total expenditure is 28, then falls to 24, then falls to 18, then falls to 10. It means in the first stage, when total expenditure increases with a fall in price and total expenditure decreases with a rise in price, elasticity of demand is greater than unity, or you can say elasticity of demand is relatively elastic, or more, or you can say highly elastic. Now let's come towards the second phase. See here, from 6 to 5, price is 6, quantity demand 5, 6 into 5, 30. Now price falls to 5, units of the demand of the commodity increase from 5 to 6, total expenditure remains same at 30. So when price falls from 6 to 5, total expenditure remains same, 30, 30. When price increase from 5 to 6, total expenditure remains same, 30, 30. It means there is no change in the total expenditure of the commodity with the fall and the rise in price. When there is no change in the total expenditure of a commodity, whether the price increases or decreases, it is known as unitary elastic, or you can say moderately elastic. Symbolically we are denoting it. ED is equal to 1 or equal to unity, means elasticity of demand is unitary elastic. Now the last case, from 4 to 1, again price falls from 4 to 3, then 3 to 2, then 2 to 1. Demand increase from 7 units to 8 units, then 9, then 10. 4 into 7, 28. 3 into 8, 24. 2 into 9, 18. 1 into 10, 10. Opposite happens here. Although quantity demand increases continuously with the fall in price, but opposite happens here with total expenditure. In the first phase, total expenditure increases with the fall in price. Here, total expenditure falls from 28 to 24, then 18, then 10, with the fall in price from 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opposite happens here. Total expenditure falls with the fall in price. And see here, if our initial price is 1, then increase to 2, then increase to 3, then increase to 4, demand falls from 10 units to 9, 8, 7. Here, total expenditure increases 10, 18, 24, 28. When total expenditure incurred on a commodity falls with a fall in price and increases with a rise in price, there's a direct relationship between price and total expenditure. Elasticity of demand is termed as relatively inelastic, less elastic, you can say. Symbolically, ED is less than 1, or you can say elasticity of demand is less than unity. Similar case which we were discussing here in the table has been explained in the diagram. The diagram below has two axes. Vertical axis, as usual, we are taking the price, and along x-axis or horizontal axis we are taking the total expenditure. We have three slopes of the curve here. First it is here. See, from this point to this point, then from this point to this point, then from this point to this point. Let us see the first case here. Two lines, 1 and 2. See here, when we are going upwards towards the x-axis, it means price is increasing. When we are coming closer towards the origin, prices are falling. When we are moving right to the x-axis, total expenditure increases. When we are coming closer to the origin, total expenditure falls. See here, let us discuss the first case here. Let us suppose our price is OP, OR, total expenditure is RS. When price increases from OR to OR1, with the increase in price, see this line R1S1, means this line is shorter than RS, means total expenditure falls with a rise in price. Now let us see from the opposite side. Let us suppose our initial price now is OR1 Our initial total expenditure is R1, S1. When price falls from R1 to R, yeah, you can say OR1 to OR, total expenditure change from R1, S1 to RS. Line increases, it means there is an increase in the total expenditure with the fall in price. It is the first case when total expenditure falls with a rise in price, and when it increases with a fall in price, elasticity of demand is said to be highly elastic, more elastic, relatively elastic, ED is greater than 1. Now see here, now forget this first portion, come towards the second portion. OP1 is our initial price, P1Q1 is the total expenditure. When price change from OP1 to OP, total expenditure is PQ. Neither the line moves towards the X, nor it coming back towards the origin. It remains same. Elasticity of demand is said to be unitary or moderately elastic. ED is equal to 1. Now the third case, opposite happens here. In the first case, total expenditure was falling with a rise in price and increasing with a fall in price. Here opposite happens. Total expenditure increases with a rise in price and falls with a fall in price. Our initial price is OA, expenditure is AB. When price increase from OA to OA1, expenditure increase from A1 to B1. So total expenditure increases with a rise in price. Now let us suppose our initial price is OA1. Our total expenditure is A1B1. When price falls from OA1 to OA, total expenditure also falls from A1B1 to AB. So it is clear when total expenditure increases with a rise in price and falls with a fall in price, elasticity of demand is said to be relatively inelastic or less elastic. This is how we are measuring the elasticity of demand by Professor Alfred Marshall's total outlay or expenditure method. Thank you very much.